What's on, guys? I'm Kid and welcome here to a new video on my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how you can stop Fear of Flare junglers and how you should play against them, because I recently made a video about Kale jungle with Fear of Flare, because on 4.5 she was, in my opinion, one of the most hidden OPs, and if you want to check it out then click a link in the description. And today I want to teach you and show you how you play against them, because something just needs to change in the mentality of junglers. After I made my first clear as Jax here and tried here a little bit of a Gankerino type, I thought, okay, I will just walk into the enemy jungle and see if I can find someone. Of course this was Nautilus, so it was probably not a Fear of Flare jungler, but it doesn't matter, it's always the same. So I try to here smite away his big Wraith to take away this possible stack from him. But I made one big mistake, and it was not paying attention to where their laners currently are, and so I gave up first blood. Because if you rewind and look at the situation again, I walk over a ward and you see Lux pushed her lane, because Nidalee just can't counter push at the early levels against the Lux, and also top lane is really soft, so Lux can just back off, you see, without losing any CS, without the fear of sacrificing anything in lane. Then comes the teleport, cuts me off, so I need to flash over the wall. Nautilus flashes after me, Lux still chasing and not losing anything in lane, and I go down. So I should have paid attention to mid and see that Lux isn't really in a dangerous spot to leave her lane, so I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, and that's the first rule. Always have your lanes pushed if you want to do something like this. You can easily do this if you're pre-made, of course, but also in solo queue. Tell your laners, hey, at that and that minute mark, push your lane and we will make some plays. Because here's the second thing. The thing about a jungler is that he's not really predictable. He can roam around the map and he can be anywhere. But there's one time or multiple times in the game where you can really, with a 70% chance of being right, say where he's gonna be, and that's at the 7-minute mark and at the 12-minute mark, and that's when the first buffs are gonna respawn. So that's the point where you normally 100% surely know that they are gonna be at their buffs. So just tell your laners, hey, I want to make plays at their blue buff, I want to take their blue away, and I want to maybe pick off a kill or at least pick off their blue. And you can Google that. I think someone made the numbers math on Reddit that a blue buff is worth 2000 gold. The stats you gain are worth 2000 gold. So you're not only taking away 2000 gold from either the enemy mid laner or the enemy jungler, but you're also denying them the new Fear of Flare stacks. And when you get a kill, you also gain an even more advantage on one of your lanes. So I will just hop into the next clip and show you how this could work. Here we are, not playing Nocturne this game, and we are about to hit the 7-10 minute mark. So I prioritized clearing my own red buff first, because I am really behind. I was level 4 because I died in a gank once. So my mid laner just warded their blue, and we pick off Lee Sin here, and we just spotted him. He needs to flash away, so he's very low. Our mid laner flashes after, but as we saw, their jungler is very low, so we can easily, and after killing mid laner anyway, we can easily walk towards their blue, and I have my whole team except from top pulled towards here. I have my ADC, my support, my mid lane, and me as the jungler, and we just take away his blue. And just by grouping there, we got a kill for our karma. Then as a group go bot. I kind of fuck up here, but we still get Zyra there. So just out of this play grouping, we made 2 kills and a blue buff for me, and that also gives me the possibility to hand over my own blue buff to my mid laner. That's something that isn't very common right now, to give away your blue to your mid laner if you're playing a Fear of Flare jungle like Nocturne. Even though I play tank Nocturne this game because we had a kind of carry-ish top lane. And again, I place a ward into their jungle to see where they are going, and yeah, so I just try to predict the positioning of the enemy jungler, and there we spotted atleast in again. I think I kind of fuck up here. Yeah, so don't bother that, but that's the mentality you want to take off. You want to contest every single buff of them, you want to have the timers of them, and you want to contest them, and so never leave that one small lizard or whatever there. That's something you see very often because it's understood as a sign of disrespect, as a sign of whatever the hell, but it just gives you a disadvantage by doing that, because first of all you don't know the respawn timers, so you can't steal it again, and secondly, yeah, you can't take it for yourself again. You're not only delaying it for your enemy, you're delaying it for yourself as well. And that's why you always want to clear those buffs, and you want to have them again. See, at the 12-minute mark it spawns again, or 13 here because we delayed it a bit, and I just contest it again. I go there and pull everyone except from top towards there, and by that we pick up a kill for bot lane, I pick up blue buff for me, and our mid laner picks up a kill for himself. So just because I forced Ziggs to come, I forced Vayne and Ziggs to come, or they just give up their blue buff, and because they don't want to do this, they came, and because we had a numbers advantage, 4 against 2, we killed them, we stole their blue. I can again give up my blue to my mid laner, and we have 2 blue buffs on our team, so an additional gain of 2000 gold for our team, and just by contesting them. What you also should, what I haven't did in this game, is not only taking away the blue, but also taking away every other camp that's currently possible, achievable, without really committing to too much risk. That's all. We will hop into third gameplay right now. In this game I was playing a Mumu, who's considered more of a passive and not really counter jungling jungler, but as we approach the 7.5 minute mark, I add a ward in my inventory and just drop it down at their blue, and just to secure my safety, I let Cardus push and I tell Aatrox to push, so I can pull both of them towards me without them losing something in the lane. And we just fast forward here because it takes a while until this buff really spawns. And at this point we see Wukong doing his blue, so I take Cardus with me, pull myself in to smite steal it away, he ults me, I just counter ult him, and we get a kill picked up for Cardus. And by pulling Cardus towards me, we first of all ensure first blood for him, and also just ensure my safety at all. And also you could see Aatrox was coming, so I had enough backup to fight. And then we pick off Fizz here, don't get the kill but burn a lot of him, and then I go in my own jungle and secure my buffs, because you don't want to lose the buffs, of course, to their counter jungling. And that's the same way you want to contest every single buff of them, and possibly every single camp. That's how your mindset should change as a jungler. You really need to time that stuff, and then you want to get the buffs, and also look for kills at them, because not only take their buffs away, also look for kills. I had one game, I don't have the footage sadly right now. I was playing Hecarim jungle, the second time in my whole life I was playing Hecarim, so I was doing really horrible. But I had Katarina in the mid lane, and at every buff I pulled Katarina towards their blue buff. And even though I died every time we tried to contest that blue on red from Master G, I died every time, but every time Katarina picks up at least 1 or 2 kills, and at some point of the game she was 21 and 3, 4, and she just one-shot everybody just because I took her with me every time I wanted to make plays. And now you see 13-29 because we cleared the buff, we have timers, and again Aatrox has shoved top completely into the turret, and now we're waiting in a brush. So top is pushing because either they ignore top and lose a lot of farm and possibly lose the turret, bot's also pushed and fighting, so I don't bother about them, and we both just start off the blue. We have wards drop down to see anyone coming, I take it away, easy like that. So Aatrox just walks back to top, pushed again. Carlos was pushing mid lane and was just ensuring and securing Fizz to stay mid. So we go mid and just push turret until Fizz comes up again. And that's just basically how you want to do it. And as you can see, I saw Wukong in the bottom lane with a kind of new red buff, so I was sure that he made this red buff, so I didn't really need to check that. But I just wanted to get the timer, so I walked in there and sadly walked into a Fizz and had to flash. But I just walked there to have the timer. I wanted to just see when this red buff's gonna respawn so I can contest it maybe the next time. And yeah, I died there to Fizz, who tries to counter jungle my blue now, but because my bot lane is there, we pick up kills, mid lane is there, and also top was pushing, so Nocturne was forced to teleport top lane and couldn't teleport in to help Fizz. You just saw it on the minimap, you can rewind and look at it again. And that just ensured us kills, ensured us to save our blue buff. And yes, I'm using the word ensured very often in this video. But that's basically how you want to play as a jungler. And now I want to get at the point what to do as a laner, because you also need to change your mindset as a laner. I often see people playing their lane as normal when they have a Master G jungle, for example, in the enemy team. They just are happy, there aren't any ganks, they're happy that this is an easy 1v1 or 2v2 lane, and then cry when they get crushed after 20-25 minutes by the Master G jungle. Now, when you play lane and you have Fear of Flare jungler who scales very well into late game, it's not about winning your lane anymore. It's about pushing your lane, maybe kill it once or even twice, but then stop just unnecessary killing your lane. Push your lane and then either try to make it alone if the other lanes are pushed, or call your jungler or your mid lane and pull them towards the enemy buffs, the enemy jungle, and say, hey, come on, let's go, maybe we'll find someone low life in their jungle and just kill them. And try to make plays outside of your lane. That's the important thing. You don't want to crush your lane as hard as you can. You want to deny the late game carry jungler as long as you can. And that's how the mindset needs to change in the minds of laners. Don't just be happy that there aren't any ganks. Try to destroy them in the jungle. And often you see, for example, Master G junglers playing with teleport smite, or Shaco jungles with smite, ignite, or stuff like that. And then you see that they don't really have any huge escape, even especially at early levels. So you want to contest them in early levels even more. That's just what you need to do. And if you follow those steps, if you just get into the jungle and in their face every time, then you have a more easier time against them than as if you would just let them freely stack their Fear of Flare and then get crushed by them. Maybe you learned something from the video right there, then you can maybe leave a like or subscribe to see the next video. On the screen at the moment you can click the link to get to my last video, or if you have any other strategies, techniques on how to play them, how you play against them, and leave me a comment with your story. I will answer and we'll just have a little discussion right there. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye!